Selenium Interview Questions and Answers. Beginner means advanced. Introduction. Selenium is an open-source automation testing framework used for automating web applications. Selenium is widely used for web automation, SAC, UI testing, regression testing, cross-browser testing, test automation frameworks, CI/CD pipelines. Selenium supports check Java, check Python, check C#, check JavaScript, check Ruby, and works with browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Edge, and Safari. 1 to 20. Selenium Basics. What is Selenium? Selenium is an automation framework for testing web applications. Why use Selenium? Open source, cross-browser support, multi-language support, automation testing. Components of Selenium: Selenium IDE, Selenium WebDriver, Selenium Grid. What is Selenium IDE? Record and playback automation tool. What is Selenium WebDriver? Browser automation API for web testing. What is Selenium Grid? Executes tests on multiple machines or browsers. What is test automation? Automating software testing using scripts. What is browser automation? Controlling browser actions programmatically. What browser supports Selenium? Check Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Safari. What is WebDriver? Interface used to automate browser interactions. WebDriver example in Java. WebDriver driver equals new Chrome driver. What is driver.get? Driver.get https google.com. What is driver.quit? Closes all browser windows. Closes current browser window. What is locator in Selenium? Method to identify web elements. Types of locators: ID, name, class name, tag name, XPath, CSS selector. Driver.findElement by ID, username. What is findElements? Returns multiple matching elements. What is XPath? XML path expression used for locating elements. What is CSS selector? CSS-based locator strategy. 21 to 40. Web elements and actions. XPath example. By XPath input at ID email. CSS selector example. By .css selector button primary. XPath versus CSS selector. CSS is generally faster. XPath is more flexible. What is web element? Represents HTML element in Selenium. Click button example. Driver.findElement.id.btn, click. Enter text example. Driver.findElement.nameUser.sendKeysAdmin. Clear input field example. Element.clear. Retrieves visible text from element. Get text example. Element.getText. What is get attribute? Retrieves attribute value. What is displayed? Checks element visibility. What is enabled? Checks if element is enabled. What is selected? Checks selection state. What is drop-down handling? Selecting values from drop-down menus. Drop-down example. Select equals new select element. Select by visible text Canada. What is checkbox handling? Selecting, unselecting checkboxes. What is radio button handling? Selecting radio buttons. What is alert in Selenium? Browser pop-up dialog. Alert handling example. Driver.switchTo, alert.accept. What is frame in Selenium? HTML document embedded inside another document. 41 to 70. Waits, actions, and advanced Selenium. What is iframe handling? Driver.switchTo.frame1. What is implicit wait? Global wait for element search. Implicit wait example. Driver.manage.timeouts.implicitly wait duration of seconds 10. What is explicit wait? Explicit wait example. WebDriver wait equals new WebDriver wait, driver, duration of seconds 10. Implicit versus explicit wait. Implicit applies globally, explicit applies conditionally. Advanced customizable wait mechanism. What is synchronization issue? Timing mismatch between script and application. What is stale element exception? Element no longer attached to DOM. What is no such element exception? Element not found in page. What is actions class? Handles advanced mouse keyboard interactions. Mouse hover example. Actions act equals new actions driver. Act.move to element, perform. Drag and drop example. Act.drag and drop src dest, perform. Double-click example. Act.double-click element, perform. Right-click example. Act.context-click element, perform. Simulating keyboard interactions. Keyboard example. Act.send keys, enter, perform. What is JavaScript executor? Executes JavaScript in browser. JavaScript executor example. JavaScript executor JS equals JavaScript executor driver. Scroll page example. JS.execute script, window.scrollby 0,500. Take screenshot, TS, equals take screenshot, driver. What is headless browser? Browser running without GUI. Why use headless mode? Code. Faster execution. CI/CD environments. Headless Chrome example. Chrome options equals new Chrome options. Options.add arguments. Headless. What is browser compatibility testing? Testing across multiple browsers. What is Selenium Grid used for? Parallel execution across environments. What is Hub in Selenium Grid? Central controller for test execution. What is Node in Selenium Grid? Machine executing browser tests. What is parallel testing? Running multiple tests simultaneously. Benefits of parallel testing? Faster execution, reduced testing time. 71 to 100. Frameworks, CI/CD, and best practices. What is page object model? Design patterns separating UI elements and test logic. Why use POM? Maintainability. Reusable code. Cleaner tests. POM example. Public class login page. What is TestNG? Java testing framework, commonly used with Selenium. TestNG annotations? Check. @test, @before method, @after method. What is JUnit? Unit testing framework for Java. TestNG versus JUnit? TestNG provides more advanced features. What is data-driven testing? Running tests with multiple data inputs. What is keyword-driven framework? Framework using keywords for actions. What is hybrid framework? Combination of multiple testing frameworks. What is Maven in Selenium? Dependency and build management tool. Maven dependency example. Dependency, artifact ID, Selenium Java. Artifact ID, dependency. What is Jenkins? CI/CD automation server. Selenium with Jenkins automates test execution in pipelines. What is CI/CD in testing? Continuous integration and continuous deployment. What is cross-browser testing? Testing application on multiple browsers. What is regression testing? Ensuring existing features still work. What is smoke testing? Basic functionality verification. Common Selenium interview topics? Locators, weights, POM, TestNG, Selenium Grid. Common Selenium challenges. Flaky tests, synchronization issues, browser compatibility. Best practices for Selenium? Use explicit weights. Avoid hard-coded sleeps. Use reusable methods. How to improve Selenium stability, proper weights, stable locators, clean framework design. What is dynamic XPath? XPath adapting to dynamic elements. What is relative XPath? XPath based on relative element path. Full path from root HTML node. Relative versus absolute XPath. Relative is more flexible and maintainable. How to become strong in Selenium? Build automation frameworks. Practice locators. Learn weights deeply. Integrate CI/CD. Biggest Selenium interview concept. Reliable web automation and framework design. Key Selenium interview focus. Locators, weights, framework architecture, and automation stability. Why is Selenium popular? Open source, cross-browser, and widely supported automation framework. Selenium interviews focus on WebDriver, locators and XPath, weights and synchronization, actions class, Selenium Grid, POM framework, TestNG/JUnit, CI/CD integration. Key idea. Strong Selenium developers understand stable automation design, synchronization handling, reusable frameworks, and scalable testing practices.